verse 15, which was, she is more precious than rupees, and all things you may desire cannot compare with her. Now, the question comes, what are rupees? Is it money or what is it? No, those are precious stones. If you see, wisdom is better than even gold. It is shown. If you read Proverbs 8, you will find that. But this one, Proverbs, we start with 3 verse 13. Happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gains understanding, for her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and again than fine gold. She is more precious than rupees. Now it goes to that verse. So as we do the Holy Communion today, it is really my prayer that each and every one of us asks for this wisdom. Even if it is a child, a youth, an adult, kindly, it's not too late. Ask for this wisdom so that it really can transform your life. Let us look at an example of one who was said was wise, apart from Jesus Christ who came later. Nobody else. We know Solomon, isn't it? Solomon, we find him in Chronicles 2 verse, 2 Chronicles 1 verse 10. We can find him there. He asked that, give me wisdom and knowledge. What did God do? He was very pleased with what he asked. Then he said, apart from this, if you follow to verse 11 and 12, apart from this that you have asked, I'm going to give you riches, I'm going to give you honor. So it means this wisdom is really very important. It's a teeming theme from Old Testament all the way to New Testament. And this wisdom can take you places. How can it take you places? You look at even the Psalmist 119, verse 98 and 99. You can be better than your enemies. I am telling you, once you have this wisdom, your enemies, you will be better than them. You will also be better than your teachers. Imagine we teach like the happiness class, and we find better elders than even the elders who are teaching. When you have this wisdom, you will have that. So I'm really praying to the church, particularly as we do this Holy Communion, reflect really on this wisdom. In the Bible, where else do you find this? You see, like the Israelites, when they were moving, Pharaoh had told the midwives, oh, you know what, if you see it is a male child, please, just squeeze the neck, and then we end it there. But those two midwives, they said this, the Israelites are mighty. When we go there, because wisdom can make you mighty. When we get near, we find that they have already finished the process. So what did Pharaoh do? I ran you through to water. And what happened? Pharaoh's army was consumed by that water. Later, it was consumed. So, as given your small places where you are working at your level, please, this wisdom is really very important, and is the one I want us to have. I want us to reflect on what God hates. God hates something, and it's important I bring it in here. Let's go to Proverbs 6. Let's go to Proverbs 6. It is expressed, like the commandments are given, also it is shown what he hates. 6, and we go to verse 16. Proverbs 6:16. These six things the Lord hates. Yes, 7 are an abomination to him. First one, a proud look. Do you know why he hates a proud rook? Because pride is associated with the eyes, isn't it? Then when you reflect deeper, it is now the source of the first sin. Are we together? Yes. So if we hate a proud rook, it means he desires a humble rook, isn't it? We have to, as we are studying, you have to see proud and then humility, isn't it? So we are supposed to be humble, not pride, not looking down upon others. There are people here, if you give them like 5 million shillings, they will stop coming to church. It will disorganize them. 10 million, that is very bad. They will say, I'm now beyond. But please, humility is very important. We are encouraged to have that. Even during this time of campaigns, politicians, you will see them. But that pride rook is hated. The other thing is a lying tongue. Brethren, lies. You are in this country, you know. Sometimes some parents say this, our children are here. That is why I need to tell them, kindly work hard now. Don't wait to steal the exam. Because that is cheating, isn't it? Let us be straight people. Let us have the full potential. Our full potential, let us not lie. The lying tongue, what does it bring? It brings problems, isn't it? So what are we supposed to have? Even as we do our Holy Communion today, please be people of integrity. Let's speak the truth. I know sometimes in Africa and even elsewhere, this is a problem. Let us, particularly the ones who are coming to this church, let's hate the lying tongue. I did not make announcements when I was starting. Announcements, first announcement. I know you were praying for me, but during this time, don't pray for me. Kindly listen to the message, isn't it? Be awake because you cannot you cannot redeem time, isn't it? They say make up, but no, you could have. When you are here, get the message, isn't it? I'm just praying that let the message not escape you. Let's continue. The other thing he hates, hands that shed innocent blood. I know this is a problem. It has been a problem in Africa. Most countries, even those Asian countries, even some in Europe, still they are having same problem. But let us be people who protect, not shed. Yeah, so that one also the Lord hates. So we are supposed to reflect on that. The other one is a heart that devises wicked plans. You know, sometimes you want to win, we want to do this, we want to do that. Those ones are hated by God. So instead of wicked plans, let us have good plans. Feet that are swift in learning to evil. So you see, if you hear something happening, corruption is there, something is there, something you are evil things. So let's not be quick to be associated with those. Then there is also another one, a false witness who speaks lies and one who sows discord among brethren. I'm telling you, even as we do the Holy Communion today, if you know you are the one who's gossiping, sowing discord, causing division, there is a reason it is written as the last one. Why didn't we start with the one of causing division and we end with this one? Because this is a real problem. This is a real problem, and you find it in the Old Testament. It is still there in the New Testament. Yeah, so this is a real problem. It can really bring a church down. So let us be associated to those ones who build each other. I want us to do a small reflection again from the same Proverbs, but we go to the book, to chapter 30. Chapter 30, then the verse is 24. We are not doing badly. 30, 24. That's wisdom of Agar. 24. There are 4 things which are little on the earth. They are exceedingly wise. The ants are a people not strong. When he says a people, is there anybody else who says something else? Something else? Still, when did ants become a people? Are your fashions talking about the same? The same, So those ones. The ants are people not strong, yet they prepare their food in the summer. You see that they are wise. They know how to gather their food, isn't it? We must learn from them. Preparation, mental stamina, working together, being orderly. And each of them playing their part, isn't it? Yeah, so even as we do our Holy Communion, kindly reflect on this. The log patchers are a people folk, yet they make their homes in the cracks. Is there anyone who's saying it is making their homes in the rocks? Yeah? Yeah, so it means this. They make in the rocks to protect themselves, isn't it? But to build there, it requires some skill, some determination, isn't it? It's not very simple to build in the rock because it is feeble. It is not very strong. But it builds where it knows it is protected. So the rockers have no king, yet they all advance in ranks. If rockers fail here, they will eat everything and finish, isn't it? But they don't have a king who is their leader. But what do we learn from them? That they learn from each other. You get? They strengthen each other. Teamwork is very important. Likewise, us as Christians, we need to work together. Teamwork, good Christians, pray our roles effectively like that. Yes, and the spider skillfully grasps with its hands, and it is in the king's palaces. This one is where there is discouragement. You see a spider, you can destroy its net, the web, but it doesn't complain, it still makes. You can have people who are discouraging, people who are discouraging you from doing God's work or advancing in Christianity. Please, don't give up. Continue. Those will be there, but continue. Let's look at the effects of wisdom. The effects of wisdom, we go back to that same Proverbs 4, 8, and 9. After having wisdom, it exalts her, and she will promote you. She will bring you honor when you embrace her. She will place on your head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory she will deliver to you. So when you have this wisdom, this is the reward you are getting. I know we were discussing a few snippets in the lesson also on this when we were looking at the psalmist. It will bring you, when you have that wisdom, you have that. Brethren, I need to take you to the New Testament. Wisdom is not covered in the Old Testament alone. Let us look at the New Testament. What is there on wisdom? This wisdom we are talking about. Go with me to the book of 1 Corinthians. Go with me to the book of 1 Corinthians. Are we there? 1 Corinthians. We can start even with chapter 1. I'll read just a few verses there. 1 Corinthians chapter 1. Christ the power and the wisdom of God. That is verse 18. For the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. There are people who think they are wise, who are doing things and here and there, but those ones will be humbled because wisdom, God's wisdom is very, very important. If you look at verse 24, but to those who are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ the power of God and the wisdom of God. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. Let me tell you, in my pursuit of this earthly knowledge, I discovered many things. Many. Some of them, most people will not discover, they will still stay and they go. But still that one, before God, is foolishness because it's nothing. You cannot compare. You cannot compare. So, if you look at verse 30, but of him you are in Christ Jesus, who became for us wisdom from God, and righteousness and sanctification and redemption. So he became wisdom from God. If I was to read from maybe verse 26, for you see, you are calling, brethren, that not many wise according to the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but God has chosen the foolish things of the world to put to shame the wise, and God has chosen the weak things of the world to put to shame the things which are mighty. So it doesn't matter where you are. Each of us has a file. God has a file for you. What are you doing? What will it read, isn't it? We are here just but for, and the graduation is not the same day. You know the other one graduation, No, it's not like that. Your file is individual. If it is the children at their level, youths at their level, young Christians at their level, the ones who have been here, a lot is required. As your file is, more information is put in your file, more is required from you, even as we wait for the second coming. Let's look at the same 1 Corinthians 2, verse 6 and 7, the spiritual wisdom. However, we speak wisdom among those who are mature, yet not the wisdom of this age, nor of the rulers of this age, who are coming to nothing. But we speak the wisdom of God in our mystery, the hidden wisdom which God ordained before the ages for our glory, which none of the rulers of this age knew, for had they known, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. But it's written, eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love him. You see, you have the eyes, they are not seeing, the ears, they are not hearing. It is written, isn't it? Because of the kind of wisdom which is there. But what are we told? What are we told? We have to be foolish to be wise. Now I know they have lost you. We have to be foolish to be wise, isn't it? Let's go to the same, 1 Corinthians 3, verse 18. Let no one deceive himself. If anyone among you seems to be wise in this age, let him become a fool that he may become wise. How do we become fools? By accepting that we know little, isn't it? We study more, then we become wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness to God. For it is written, he catches the wise in their own craftiness, And again, the Lord knows the thoughts of the wise, that they are futile. So as we are here, we may think we are wise. You have seen some of the devices people are doing, schemes. They think they have some wisdom. They have nothing. That is foolishness. For God's wisdom is what is required of us. In fact, the file, what is required really is not the number of degrees or the number of what you have, but this wisdom is very important. It will take you places. Let's look at heavenly wisdom in the book of James. In the book of James 3 verse 17. Let's look at the characteristics of wisdom that comes from above. Someone can read. Edward, read that one. Read that one. Do we have anybody kwa Kiswahili? I have lost wale wa Kiswahili kabisa. Tunazungumzia mambo ya hekima ile iko ya kweli. Okay? Na tumezungumza hiyo wa Korinto, tumezungumza Proverbs au Methali, tumeangalia hapo. Edward, you can read that one.
James chapter 3 verse 17.
Yes, it says,
but the wisdom that is from above,
yes,
is first pure.
We go slowly. Wisdom that comes from above is what?
Is first pure.
Pure. First characteristic, it is pure. Meaning this other one is impure, it has impurities. Okay? The other one is the only one which is pure. Number 2.
Then peaceable.
Yes?
Peaceable. Then peaceable.
It is peaceable. It brings about peace. Wherever you are walking is all peace. Peace of mind. That is what I want, even as we do our Holy Communion. Peace of mind, peace of everything. Continue.
Gentle.
Yes, gentle. It's not harsh, isn't it? It's gentle. Yes, continue.
And easy to be entreated.
Easy to be entreated. That one, I've lost the other ones. Entreated, it means it yields. It yields results. It yields.
Easily.
Yes, that is what it means. Because entreated, some the English is high voltage. Let's continue.
Full of mercy.
Full of mercy and good fruits, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it is full of mercy and good fruits. That's the wisdom we need. That's the wisdom we need while we are here. It will prepare us well for the second coming. Continue.
Without partiality.
Without partiality. Friends, I want to be a person who is very impartial. When I meet you, whether you are, depending on the status, you know, others, they look at you and they classify. Let us be simple. Let us treat everybody fairly and equitably. Let's exercise love and fairness. Continue.
Without hypocrisy.
Without hypocrisy. You know, there are so many hypocrites. Some, they will quote for you, hypocrites are many. You saw how the Sadducees and Pharisees were doing to Jesus Christ, isn't it? They thought they were learned, hypocrites. And then he was able to disapprove them. He was able to tell them off. Yes? Have you finished?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. That is the wisdom that we need. With those characteristics. If you want to say today you have left here without anything, just go with that verse only and have that one. Then you go to also the Proverbs, the one we read, 6:16, going down to 18. Those things that the Lord hates, just say that's the message you have picked today. But I want to add a little bit more. Let's go to 2 Timothy. Let's go to 2 Timothy 2:15. It is telling us something there. And I'll come to my last verse. You know, me, I don't do much. I'll be winding up shortly. I'll be winding up. I would less than 5 minutes. 2 Timothy 2:15. Is it there? You read?
Says,
Yes.
study to show thyself
Yes.
approved unto God,
Yes.
a workman that needed not to be ashamed,
Yes.
rightly dividing the word of truth.
Very important. I know the other versions are slightly different, but what we are encouraged. Today we are looking at wisdom. Can we study wisdom? Understand it. It is all true, right from creation. If you read Proverbs 8, you will find how it played a big role in creation, so that we were able to be created the way we are, and the wisdom which was exercised. You need to understand that, and all through the Bible, you can now look at that as a theme. How is it cutting across? Like the Hebrew boys, what they were doing, like Daniel, what he was doing, what you find in Ecclesiastes 9:10, because you are told, do the best that you can do during this time. Because when your file is called and you exit, you have no that opportunity. There will be no wisdom, there will be nothing. It will be closed, a full stop there, waiting. Okay? Do the best. If I'm an elder, let me serve to the best of my ability. Departmental leader, serve to the best of your ability. Youth leader, do your best. If you are also given, even if you are coming as a church member, please carry your Bible, have your song book, learn something, even during lesson discussion. Come early. During going to work, you don't go late, isn't it? Come early, on time. I want to finish with this verse, then I can give one or two illustrations. I close. Same Timothy, but you go to 3:15. What does it say? These people have been attending with us. The youths have been attending with us. The elderly have been attending with us. Why are we coming here? As it is not a parasha or something. We come every Sabbath. You have to. Let's see. Read that one.
And that from a child,
yes, from a child, from there.
Thou hast known the scriptures.
Yes.
Which are able to make thee wise.
Yes.
Unto salvation.
Yes.
Through faith which is in Christ Jesus.
Brethren, this is what we are saying. Those ones have been studying. The youths have been studying. The elderly have been studying. What do you make of these studies? Have they improved you? Because we have given you exposure right from there all the way. It is important to reflect on that. As you are studying, is it transforming your life? Are you getting spiritual nourishment? Are you preparing to be part of the eternal life? I finish with these small illustrations, less than a minute. There are philosophers' argument. There was a farmer. He gave a young, like this, our children from school, around 12, 13 years. He had sacks of Irish potatoes. You know those ones. Then he said, you pour them down and arrange. Big one here, small one here. Then she continued arranging. And then if I find a bad one or a rotten one, where do I put it? Oh, that one you put it there.